Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. What is wrong with these leftists? Why is it so hard to just be honest? You know, what's so difficult about building a political agenda and a movement based on actual policies and opinions? Why does it always have to be propaganda, lies attempting to spin this narrative web of fascism in this great evil that's arisen thanks to Donald Trump? It's so ridiculous, and it's really just so frickin' annoying. Just tell the damn truth. But here we go, another day, another viral post from another lunatic leftist attempting to spin law enforcement presence, federal law enforcement presence, as the threat of fascism or the proof of fascism, this time in response to ICE's deployment in Chicago. We got some federal officers on the streets now enforcing American federal law, and suddenly, according to these big-brained leftist ex-activists, this is now proof that America has turned into North Korea. Except there's one problem with this narrative and with this particular social media post. The actual video embedded in the post, well, it kind of disproves the claim, quite directly and unequivocally. Let me show you guys the idiocy that we're dealing with. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so take a look at this post. Susie Rizzio writes, "This is in Chicago, and I know friends that went there for a TXT concert and decided to walk downtown before the show. They said they felt like they were in a communist country." Yeah, nothing says communist country like freely traveling to a big, open, free, capitalist city where you can enjoy free expression and art, going to a concert, paying tickets to get in. Yeah, a real communist. They said everywhere you looked there were men in military uniforms harassing anyone that had brown skin.
What in the entire
Now, I'm not sure if you caught it, but I'm sure a lot of you guys are quite perceptive and noticed right away the video that she posts to help make this point, this grand point, that these federal officers, these ICE Gestapo, are hunting down people with brown skin. Well, the guy filming the ICE officers, if we freeze the frame, it looks like he's got brown skin. Well, would you look at that? And what did you notice? You notice how all the ICE agents completely ignored him and walked right by him? Yeah, the whole narrative collapses right there now, doesn't it? But obviously, this is the playbook, right? Just make things up as you go, fabricate hoaxes. That's all we ever hear from these leftoids, right? Like, Donald Trump's ICE Gestapo is deporting American citizens. No, they aren't. Donald Trump's ICE Gestapo is hunting down random brown people indiscriminately. No, they aren't. Donald Trump's ICE is deporting child cancer patients who are American citizens. No, they aren't. None of that has happened, but those are all things the left has lied about. It's lie after lie after lie. Anything but to admit the obvious, the reality. And the reality here is that federal officers are in these cities to protect the people, protect the homeland, to keep order, to actually enforce American law. You know, the Constitution, American sovereignty. You don't just get to walk on in unaccounted for and set up shop and set up your life in a foreign country without following the proper legal process. That's it. And you especially don't get to illegally immigrate into a country and then set up a criminal network. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrifying. Oh, fascism. Meanwhile, reality.
That's the same thing. Hey, y'all, we work for you. We work for you.
Yeah, I guess that's what they don't want you to see. Restaurant patrons thanking U.S. Border Patrol for being there. Yeah, you know, I've noticed that. The people actually living in these cities seem to actually appreciate the presence. Because you know what we all have in common? Normal people with a head on our damn shoulders? Yeah, we don't like crime. People want law and order. They want safety. And you'll notice there's no Gestapo behavior. There's no crackdowns on free speech, no arrests of political opponents. We're not seeing the military engage with citizens, cracking down on peaceful protests and killing people indiscriminately in the streets like you see in other authoritarian countries. No, at this point, we've had months of National Guard presence in Washington, D.C. And what has happened? Oh, really scary stuff. Oh, shiver me timbers. A massive reduction in crime. That's it. Is that the first step towards the fall of fascism? Is that the first warning signs, all of you big-brained leftist academics who have read all the books on how fascism starts? Oh, it's literally 1940s Germany. I could stop at the gas station now without fear of being murdered. What am I ever going to do? Holy crap, these people are dumb. It's dumb, it's stupid. And I don't know who they think they're convincing with this complete nonsense, with these lies. And of course, it begs the question, if this is the fall of fascism, then why is it that the DC mayor herself, Muriel Bowser, has asked for the National Guard to stay indefinitely? Why is Louisiana's governor now, Jeff Landry, doing the same thing?
Tonight, we're sending the Department of War a request to send the National Guard, asking them to deploy the National Guard here in Louisiana into our cities like New Orleans and Baton Rouge and others, so we can continue to reduce the amount of violence on our streets.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Because this is good. It's a good thing. People are done with the cartels, the gangs, the brazen, broad daylight shootings that turn neighborhoods into war zones. They're done with the stories of hearing that a young girl was caught by stray bullets, caught in the line of fire in a gang war. They want security, not chaos. And that's what the National Guard is there to protect from. And when it comes to the ICE presence, people want secure borders. That was the mandate in the last election. They also don't want cartel gangs operating freely, taking over apartment complexes in their neighborhoods. And the left, of course, knows this, but they don't want Donald Trump to succeed. No, they don't want safer streets. They'd rather attempt to sabotage and impede. They'd rather lie, anything but admit that it's working, that it's right, that it's righteous, that it's the right thing to do. They can't admit that people feel safer when there's stronger law enforcement presence, especially not after spending the last however many years telling us that we need to defund the police for safer communities. The moment you defund the police, the entire country turns into a green grass, white picket fence suburb, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez told us. And we all know that her analysis is usually very well thought out. Oh, it must be true, right? Of course not. They already had their little social experiment where they defunded the police. Crime became rampant. That's why Donald Trump has to crack down in the way that he has. He's undoing the damage that these idiots caused. Not to mention the border chaos. And so obviously at the end of the day here, this hyperventilating, this hysteria about fascism and civil liberties, it's politics. That's all it is. It's disingenuous, dishonest, malicious politics. Democrats need chaos because it keeps people scared and dependent, and they'd rather have that chaos than have their failures exposed. People might actually start thinking, well, if Donald Trump could do this and do it so swiftly and effectively, then why haven't Democrats done this in the last 50 freaking years? You know, maybe, just maybe, regular people might start thinking to themselves and say, wow, hey, this feels good. This feels safe. I went to the corner store this week and I didn't see any hoodlum terrorists. Wow, no dreadhead terrorists with freaking ski masks circling me as if I was prey. That's the real dystopia. Not law enforcement keeping these criminals in check. No, not at all. In the real dystopia is the media and activist class lying to you daily, trying to convince you that up is down, that left is right, that safety is tyranny. It's not. It's common sense, and it's long freaking overdue. And now what's really overdue is these Democrats getting out of the damn way. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.